I mean, it's fun for everybody. You know, it's as I've said before, there's really nobody on the fence when it comes to whether you're a Creighton basketball fan or a Nebraska basketball fan, and you know that makes it fun. And obviously, you know, both teams made the NCAA tournament last year, so both teams have been successful, and both teams are off to a good start. So it should be a lot of fun Friday night.
What was your favorite college basketball to play?
Well, when you're bad, you don't have rivalries, and we were bad. Yeah, and we have a lot of new pieces as well. You know, I think their physicality. You know, they start the two bigs, and obviously they're, you know, scoring at the rim has been a challenge for the teams that have played against them. They've really done a good job of getting to the free throw line. You know, so we have to do a good job of not fouling, which is really important to us. And then, you know, I think the rebounding piece is something that they're doing pretty well as well. So. You know, I think he's trying to figure out his rotations just like we're trying to figure out ours. You know, he brings a couple of their best shooters have been coming off the bench. So, you know, we got to be ready for about anything.
They go 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" on the perimeter in their starting line. You guys obviously a little bit smaller than that. What's the key?
I don't know if they measure those guys on stilts or what, but Ashworth played with the point guard at Utah State, and I don't think he's 6'5". So, but you know, most teams we're going to play are going to be bigger than us across the guard court, especially. So, you know, we have to use our speed. You know, that's a deciding factor for us, and I think something that makes us a little different than a lot of teams is that our team speed is really good.
When you put this team together, was the speed, quick strike component of it something that was intriguing to you?
Yeah, it was part of it, certainly. You know, if you're going to play two small guards, you know, they have to be fast. And, you know, Steven cuts with as much pace as anybody in the country, and obviously Pop's fast with the basketball and fast in transition. And, you know, we've seen what Jemiah's been able to do in transition. So, you know, we have to be able to attack quick and put pressure on the defense as quickly as we possibly can.
You have a brutal stretch ahead. You're starting this season. Had a test in the exhibition, but Adam's first test. What are you looking at in terms of
Yeah, still, you know, progress. You know, defensively, I think we've come a long way since that first game. I told all you guys that Texas Rio Grande Valley was pretty good, and now maybe you believe me, as they probably should have beat Wisconsin the other night. So, you know, we've gotten better every game, and you know, some of the things we've been stressing in practice, we're seeing a carryover on the game floor. So that has to continue, and you know, you take them one at a time. It's obviously a very difficult stretch, but you know, the next one's always the most important one.
How much do you think the result 2 years ago here is going to factor on the atmosphere on Friday?
I don't know. I mean, there wasn't you know, was Kalkbrenner the only guy here? Probably. Anybody else on the team? Maybe. Mason? Yeah, Jason was redshirted. So, yeah, I mean, it's that was a rough stretch for us, obviously. We didn't shoot it that well that night, and you know, Nebraska does a great job of patrolling the paint, keeping you out of the paint. So you're going to have to make some perimeter jump shots. That's just a reality, and if you don't, you're asking for trouble.
Why did Jemiah scoring last couple of games has been in transition? But have you seen his rebounding and playmaking impact over the last 2 years?
Yeah, much better. And you know, we want him to use kind of that elusiveness that he has in transition on the quarter court as well. And sometimes he's just holding that ball too long, and he just needs to attack and use his athletic ability and attack the rim and create for himself and for his teammates. But we need him to be a good rebounder, and he and I have had those conversations when we watch film. Because of our lack of size, maybe at the point guard and the off guard position, we need that spot to be a good rebounder for us.
How important is it to get off to a fast start, knowing that they kind of started slow?
It'd be nice to get off to a fast start just once. You know, we're kind of 0 for 4 on that. And, you know, we've had some decent looks at the basket, and then there's been times we've turned it over early. You know, their defense is really aggressive. They're going to send you to the outside and come with double teams, and you know, if you can handle that, you can get some good shots. But you know, handling it is easier said than done. They've turned teams over at a pretty high rate this year. So you know, our ability to take care of the basketball early in the game, I think, is really important.
What have you been able to gauge from your team these last few days in their response to what you felt was maybe some not really readiness for what's coming?
Yeah, you know, Monday we had a good workout and went a little bit longer. Yesterday we just did some skills, and you know then we'll turn our attention to Nebraska today and tomorrow. But you know, I think they get it. I think they understand where we're falling short. You know, we watch film with them obviously after every game on an individual basis, and there's some progress being made, and then there's some situations where we're making the same mistakes over and over again. And you know, if that's the case, that's on me as a coach to make sure we're doing more or doing something different in practice to get that point across, so that consistency shows up on game night.
Earlier today, Coach Weber said a bizarre thing about this rivalry is a lot of fans in here are going to be cheering for Nebraska football the next day. Is there anything else about this matchup that's special or unique for you guys as players, coaches, or even fans?
You know, I think the fact that we're both at the the Power 5 or 6 level, whatever you want to call it now, has made it even better. You know, when I first got here, you know, we were in the Valley and they were in the, what the heck were they in then? I can't remember. Were they in the Big Ten 15 years ago? They were in the Big 12 when I was at Iowa State, so I get confused. But you know, we were kind of the the little brother at that time, and now that we've elevated our program to the Power 5 level, I think it's great for the state. You have two teams, and like I said, it's there's a pretty, that line is drawn pretty thick, and you're either on one side or the other, and it just it makes it fun. And obviously Nebraska football is really popular in our state, and a lot of our booster base supports the Nebraska football program, and that's awesome. But you know, they'll be in blue on Friday.
So one more.
They can throw a lot of bodies at home. It's different sizes, 7'2". With Mia, Morgan's a little bit smaller, more physical. Coach A, Luke Gel is a little bit different too. How important is that going to be preparing for?
Yeah, I mean, they have different skill sets, so I think it changes maybe more what we're doing defensively more than it will him on the offensive end. You know, he's got to get deep seals and try to catch it close to the rim, otherwise those double teams are coming. So he's got to do his work early, and we've got to find him, on time and on target to get him the basketball, because they're going to make that difficult. But defensively is where things change, because Morgan shoots it better than the other two. So we've got to get to that when that happens.
Thanks.
If this rivalry had a trophy, what would the trophy be?
Jeez, hell, I don't know. Not a Cornhusker, that's for sure. A piece of corn. I don't know. Where do you come up with these questions?
I don't know.
Have a good day.